Here's one I don't talk about very often, but I actually have one of the rarest diseases in the world.
What?
Yeah, I have an incredibly rare disease. So it's called fibroadipose vascular anomaly. Say that 5 times fast.
What?
And it is.
What is it?
It's an acronym called FAVA. So you can call it FAVA, but it is it's a malformation. It's a tumor, if you will, that causes people really debilitating pain. And so for most of my adult life, I've lived in really hard to deal with pain. It got to the point where in 2016, I was having a really hard time walking. Wow. And a lot of people in this community, they removed their limbs in order to deal with the pain of it.
Is your pain in your legs?
It is in my left leg. So
yeah.
What happened is it is such a rare disease that I got misdiagnosed twice for it and had procedures on something that was misdiagnosed as a child. And then this doctor in Boston at Children's Hospital actually discovered it as a new disease back in around 2010. And then fast forward to 2016, there was a paper that came out. It had an N, or a population, if you will, of 12 people and how it was treated. This is how incredibly rare the disease I have is. It's like, there's qualifications for rare diseases.
Yeah.
And this is like the rarest of the rarest.
Wow.
And so in 2017, I had it removed from my leg, and it's a 1.5 foot long scar that I have. It was several pounds of mass removed.
Wow.
And so, when people see me...
Did that help the pain?
Yes. Literally life-changing for me. So I went from being afraid of never walking again, and this stuff does make me emotional, being afraid of never walking again, to fast forward 9 months after getting the surgery, I ran a 5K. And so it's a really cool story. And I used to be an athlete growing up.
Wow.
So I won the turkey trot as the fastest kid in town in 6th grade, claim to fame.
Yeah.
But so it was a really tough process for me, losing that identity because I played varsity sports my entire life, and then I had to stop playing sports because I couldn't cope with the pain. So losing that identity, and then going through this whole ordeal, and I just feel for people who go. There's so many Americans that deal with pain every day, and so I know how incredibly hard that is. To then being able to kind of reclaim my identity in a way was a big thing for me. But I threw my back out last week because I'm missing half of my left thigh, so I'm constantly dealing with health issues. Although the pain is significantly less to non-existent now. How completely out of alignment my body is something that's never going to change.
Yeah.
So look, I really, there's a lot of people out there, and this is something that informs my policy work, right? There are so many people out there who are struggling with a health issue or will at some point.
Yeah.
And I know how important that is to people. I know how important our healthcare system is to people, how expensive it can be. The uncertainty around it, the anxiety it can make people feel, and so that in part really informs my policy and my day to day.